Hello Soul Tribe, this is Julie from Soul Bridge Holistics, and today's discussion is going to be about angels and your free will. The angels are the first beings that were created in God's kingdom. They are omnipotent. They do not normally have lives. They are co-creators with God. They are protectors. They have their own angelic orchestra of different types of beings who have different purposes. And there are angels and archangels. I'm not going to go into all the angels right now, but I do want to tell you what the purpose of an angel is. It is a being that doesn't necessarily have a gender, although we have ascribed characteristics of male or female to them, who oversee and protect the beings throughout the universe. And when we talk about beings in the universe, we're talking about more than just Earth, and the universe is a really big place with a lot of galaxies. So angels are free from time and space. They're free from aging. They have endless lives. They do not pass away. They respect free will, and the beings that were put on Earth or in other spots were all given free will. And what free will means is your self-determination, your ability to decide for yourself what you want. So if you want to smoke cigarettes knowing it will give you cancer, that's your free will. And also keep in mind from a previous video when we talked about the life path, you literally chose a life before you came here. You decided what your goals would be, what you wanted to learn while you were here, and some of you have chosen some really difficult goals, like learning to overcome alcoholism or dealing with mental illness or having a disability like autism. So having these different kinds of obstacles that we overcome in order to strengthen us, so that on the other side we have perspective, we have the ability to share, and our compassion and our respect for creation increases. Now, when the angelic kingdom was created, there was a being that fell from grace on purpose. This is Lucifer. Lucifer is an angel, okay? It's known in Islam as Shaitan. So you will understand that this being that we also can call Satan, this being, Lucifer, is an angel. And there was, I'm very often going to refer to near-death experiences because they crossed over and saw things, and then they were allowed to come back and tell what they saw. So since they had memory of that experience and were coming back to talk about it and share it with us, there was a person who crossed over and saw and met Lucifer. And when Lucifer saw Jesus, he bowed to him like this, and backed away, because Jesus is a representative. He is, it says, none passes through heaven except through me, right? And Jesus is a being who you will meet when you cross over. And Jesus is not an angel, but Jesus works with the angels. The angels, including Lucifer, all bow down to God. And God's representative is Jesus. This is not religion I'm talking about what's on the other side. It's a little bit different. So we're talking about your free will, and we're talking about your ability to make decisions for yourself. When you're here, if you decide to drive in the rain while you're intoxicated and you crash into the pole, that's your free will. If you make a prayer, please protect me while I'm driving today. And if you make intentional effort to ask the angels for their intervention, if you feel that you're in danger and you pray for intervention, if you wake up every day and say, I allow the angels to read my thoughts, I allow my spirit guides to work with me, please protect me and always act in my highest interest. I do that when I'm doing energy work too, when I'm working with another person. I've seen a lot of tarot card readers and astrologists who actually say to the angels and guides, please make this reading or do this work with the highest good and with the highest of intention. Setting intention is very important in your work, in everything that you do. because as we discussed earlier, you are a co-creator with God. So as far as free will goes, as far as your ability to manage your life from day to day, it doesn't take religion, it doesn't take a chaplain, it doesn't take a priest to remind you that you're a co-creator with these unseen forces, and they have to have your permission to intervene. Also, you may have put obstacles in your life path. For example, I'm going to be in a car crash where I lose a leg, and I'm going to have a prosthetic leg, and I'm going to show other people that even though you have some sort of a disabling condition, you can still aspire to be happy in your life. So there have been people who say, why do wars happen? Why do people get hurt? Why do people have disabilities? Why do infants die? And you have to understand that's either part of a life plan, like a person only wanted to be here for a little bit and then they wanted to go because of the influence and the appreciation of life, the ability to understand how precious life is, to the family members who lost the infant, to the people around who would have been maybe teen drivers, but they're in a program where they walk through hospitals and they see these patients who have been through these procedures, surgeries that were the result of a drunk driver, and it teaches them and maybe thwarts them from being on the path where they would have injured other people in the future. So the things that you think about, the decisions that you make, the steps that you take, they're all free will. And since you're a co-creator, you can go left or right. You can say, I'm going to stay home or I'm going to go to the store today. But whatever you do, don't forget that the angels are with you all the time. And I like to keep reminding people. In Islam, they teach the person who's praying to recognize the angel that's at each shoulder. And they actually do a prayer to those angels. When they're ending their prayers, they salute those angels and they recognize them. And I think most religions teach about angels. In Hinduism, it's a little bit different because they teach about other kinds of beings that you can call on for protection. So I'm not here to bash anyone's religion or say that religion is wrong, but all religions have pieces of the puzzle, and whatever you are exposed to, you still understand that you have free will, and free will is a precious gift. So, Luminous Tribe, take this information with you and understand that you constantly need to be able to interact and say, I want you here with me, I want your protection, I give you permission to intervene, I give you permission to protect me, I give you permission to walk with me everywhere I go. I am a child who wants to be in the graces of God and in the graces of the angels. And so I will leave you with this, and please like, share, subscribe, and stay luminous.